Andy Gresh joining us now, and we have to talk about Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
He was in the building today. What was your reaction Saturday, first off, when the news came down?
I was shocked. I was calling a college football game, and somebody hit me up on text from the truck and was like, they signed Antonio Brown. And I'm like, come on, it's a joke. Like, it's got to be. Then after the game, I'm digging in, and I'm like, wow, this is really happening. And to me, it's a little bit like, remember when Randy Johnson went to the Yankees?
Yep.
You got to cut your hair to play here, son. There's a little bit of that feel, whereas you better blend into the locker room that I think Bill Belichick is kind of cashing in on here. I got to tell you, I don't like it. I think it's going to work, but this season now hinges on a guy with a substance abuse issue who's trying to manage it and someone who's crazy. I mean,
So
what other way do we have to judge Antonio Brown other than he can go off the exit ramp at any point in time?
So based on how well they played last night, he is gravy. They don't necessarily need him. But if he or Gordon hit, if you go 1 for 2 on those, are they where they want to be in the end? Do you think, does Brown work? Does he play 15 more games into the playoffs?
No, I do, but I don't know what kind of mood he's going to constantly be in. And let's say he goes 3 games where the Patriots go 3-0, or dare say they go 2-1, and he only gets a couple of targets, or they take him out of the game, or they don't move him into the slot, or give him opportunities to catch the ball. Again, I think Antonio Brown is also at the point to where his agent is telling him, listen, if you screw up here, you're probably not going to get another chance because of the respect that everybody has for the Patriots and Bill Belichick. So there is that dangling over his head. But if he thinks he's going to be Mr. Instagram and put stuff from, the locker room on Facebook Live, that ain't going to fly here. They may give him a mistake, but I think the other thing Belichick is counting on too, Yanni, is that the locker room will help police this guy.
Right.
I mean, let's face it. In Oakland, Vontaze Burfict was the guy who was wrapping his arms around AB so he didn't choke out the general manager. That tells you all you need to know about their situation.
And I think he has some existing relationships with Brady and Julian Edelman. From an X's and O's standpoint, we saw how diverse they were last night. What is Josh and Tom and Bill going to dial up?
I mean, the options are endless because the quarterback can handle anything. And that's really what it comes down to. How much can Antonio Brown handle right away in terms of digesting the offense? What do they draw up for him to be able to get him open? And then can they hit those plays whenever they are open, at least early on? I think the options are endless. I mean, look, you put Edelman on one side of the field and you put Gordon and Antonio Brown on the other side and put one of those dudes in the slot, I don't know what you're going to do. So they're going to be able to mix and match. I do worry a little bit above Antonio Brown in terms of the personality getting in the way of what Josh Gordon needs to do to remain on this football team. But, Yanni, they now have arguably a bigger playmaker in Antonio Brown than they did in Rob Gronkowski.
Absolutely. What do you expect from him in Miami if he plays on Sunday?
Oh, I think it's going to be, 4 catches, 65 yards, maybe a touchdown. They will have something specific for Antonio Brown to be able to get into this week and then ultimately translate into the Miami game. But let's be real. There's going to be a whole lot of offense that's going to be installed over the next month or so that we're not going to see until November. That's if both Gordon and Brown are both on the roster.
All right, just getting started with Andy Gresh. We'll get your thoughts about the impressive performance last night coming up in just a bit. Much more from the Patriots. Patriots wrap coming up right after this.